What's up guys, Zaid here, and today I'm bringing you my Danger Synchron deck profile on Master Duel. This deck, I think it's very cool, and I'm mainly bringing it to you guys because I don't really know how we should properly be Auroradon comboing on Master Duel, and I kind of want to show you what I'm working with and get some feedback on it. After I give you the deck profile, I'm going to show you like what I do if all I have is tuner non-tuner, show you the play that it puts out for me, and then let me know what you guys would recommend or what you're doing. And then I want to try to like tailor my deck around it a little bit. Just so you know though, like I want it to involve Hyper Librarian. I want a Hyper Librarian combo specifically because I've noticed in this game, it's really easy to climb ranked with the combo deck. Because if you're playing combo and they don't open the hand trap and you go first, you just win. But going first, combo could lose to Dark Ruler or Droplet or Max C. And my combo can't innately stop a Max C, but I can play around Dark Ruler and Droplet, by playing a deck that turbos that its card advantage is draws, because I'm trying to draw into Max C or Emptiness so that I can just like blow them out. And then my way to play around Max C's is triple Ash, double Gamma, so that when you reveal a danger, they chain Max C, you chain Ash, or better yet, chain Gamma. If you chain Gamma, you win that duel. Like, it's just over on the spot. But with that being said, I'm going to show you guys the deck profile now that you know my intentions behind it. For my hand traps, I play triple Max C, triple Ash, double Gamma with the driver. 8 hand traps, so going second's not the worst. It's 40 cards. You could technically like up this if you wanted. I don't know what other hand traps you'd play though. Probably, I'm thinking about adding a Ghost Ogre and then trying the double E-Telly so that I have a tuner extender I can draw into. But I also like just have Gamma, so I could just put E-Telly in. I don't even need to add the Ghost Ogre technically, but that would up your hand trap count. And then so, like I said, Max C is a blowout. Our goal is to try to draw this or Emptiness to win the game. Then we also have the Max C and the Gamma to stop the Ash and the Gamma to stop Max C's. And then for like my Synchro package, we've got 3 Jet Synchron, the 1 Deskbot 001 to summon off Hulk, 2 O-Lion. Reason being, this deck, like if you're resolving dangers first, there's a chance you draw and discard one. Also, if you draw one and have to use it as your tuner to start, having the second's nice. And then if you draw into one and you don't need it, it's an extender because it has the effect that lets you ban it. If O-Line's in the grave, you can banish it and you gain an additional normal of a Mecha Phantom Beast. So then you just summon the one from your deck and then you can use its effect to summon the one from your hand. And what other cards do we have for like the Synchro lineup? We have the Quick Draw Synchron and then Triple Tuning. And also a Destrudo, an Armageddon Knight, and a Reinforcements of the Army. These are all more cards that just facilitate Synchro summons. Armageddon Knight's the 1 card Halky Fibrax, same as Jet Synchron. And then playing Destrudo gives me an additional card I could pitch off a danger and get value, while also being a card that could be milled off Chaos Ruler, and I don't even have to add it back to get value. And then for the danger section of the deck, sorry that these cards aren't in order, by the way. This game kind of sucks in the sense that I can't put my cards in order. That's one of the only things that isn't content creator friendly on this game. I think the only problems for creators are that you can't put your deck in order to discuss, and you can't look at your opponent's hand when doing replays, so I can't discuss what they should have done. But there's a million other things that are amazing for creators, so it's give and take. But for the dangers, I just play the good ones, like 2 Jackalope, because it's at 2, 3 Tsuchinoko, 3 Nessie, and then I play 2 Bigfoot and 1 Thunderbird. Reason being because one of the lines of play that you go into, you're ending on the Ravenous Croco Dragon Archie. I can't pronounce this card. Ravenous Croco Dragon Archeetus. If I didn't say that right, let me know how the hell you say that card, because it's kind of insane. But so you can either use them as discard fodder for this and turn your interruption into 2 to 3 interruptions, or you can use them like to summon themselves and use them to overlay with the Chaos Ruler into number 23 Lancelot. Now this probably is not the best rank 8, to be honest. You could probably play the one that's a Floodgate from Grave, I forget its name, or you could play the Hope Harbinger. But this is one that I have. Like, as you see, it can't be dismantled. Like, I literally pulled this from either an XYZ pack or a Legacy pack, or maybe I got it. I don't know how I got it. Let's see. How to obtain. Legacy pack. Yeah, I just pulled it out of a Legacy pack, so it's in my collection, and you'll notice that when I get to the extra, a lot of it's just cards that were in my collection, and I figured out a combo around them. Which is why, if you guys have ideas, I would love to hear them, and I'm not opposed to, like, getting rid of some cards and picking some stuff up. But, Along with that danger engine, we also play 1 Beginning of the End and 2 Allure of Darkness. The Beginning of the End, I was playing 2, but it's kind of dead sometimes. But when it's live, it's insane. I think if you play more of this, you have to play an even bigger danger lineup. But the problem with that is that a lot of the dangers aren't very good. But I think that I might have a little too high of a tuner to danger ratio. And like the one I'm thinking about cutting like a quick draw for sure, unless I pick up the Tzolk'in and Crystal Wing package, because this play you end with a you can either end on, if you only open tuner non-tuner, you like draw 2 cards, put Snow Engrave and end on Borreload Savage, or you could draw 2 or 3 cards, I think, end on Ravenous and have Snow Engrave, I believe. We'll see when we get to it. But in those lines, if you were able to have access to this, you could also end on a Crystal Wing, and that's just kind of cool. So I would maybe consider cutting this until I get that, though, and putting in like one more danger. I don't know which one. Maybe a level 4 like Jackalope. I'm not a huge fan of Mothman, to be honest, but Jackalope maybe. And then the only card I haven't really covered in it would be Monster Reborn and then Double Snow. I could also cut Snow to 1. I was playing 2 because sometimes it's nice to draw, so you can send something else off your Riser Dragon to have a different level for Synchro Summoning. But I don't think it's worth like potentially bricking. Like, I think these 2 should probably be other dangers. Or like maybe the 3rd Allure of Darkness and then a Jackalope or something along those lines. Then I've got the triple tuning that searches these. You don't even have to play this card. I play it because I pulled 3 and I was like, this is a good card. Like, I randomly pulled them. They're from the left side of a box. I was not digging for it, but the card's really good, so I couldn't bring myself to dismantle it. And then I was like, hey, I mean, I own them, and I just picked up Jets. Let's give the card a try. It also mills one, which is nice, because you have a lot of cards that are decent to hit. And then you can, what's it called? It also fuels Darks for Beginning of the End. So this card's just kind of cool. It also, you're playing 6 Jet, so you're like almost always drawing a way to play. But when you use this, your Jet count goes from 6 to 4, potentially 3 if you mill one. So then your draws off dangers are going to be slightly better. And then the 1 Emptiness, this is like the reason I started making this deck. Before I really found like the deck, before I developed it into a strategy and I was still just testing things out, the title of the deck was literally Emptiness Turbo. I have this Curious in here. I was trying to consistently send it off Curious and then set it off Auroradon. But the way that I've ended up making the deck where you're trying to turbo and draw into that or Max C has just been a little more consistent and more powerful, because you don't have to play as many dangers. You can play more tuners, and the tuners do more on their own. And then the extra deck, we for the links, we got the Auroradon, the Helk, the Link Karibo, and the Curious. The Curious, even though I'm not doing the combo where I'm sending Emptiness that often, I still play it. So if you don't draw a tuner and you're just playing with dangers, the Curious can send the Jet Synchron, and then Jet Synchron can summon itself, and then you have a tuner and non-tuner, and you could do your full line. And it hasn't actually came up, so this could go now that the strategy is like shifted its focal point a little bit. But then the Link Karibo you need, so if you just have Jet, you normal Jet, Link for Link, Jet effect, come back, make a Helk summon 001, go into Auroradon, special 3, special 1, you know the drill. And like I said, I play the 1 rank 8 to overlay with, mainly so that I can keep my ruler for follow-up. And then we got 2 level 4 synchros. I've got Herald of the Arclight and Christian Quandax. Arclight hasn't came up. Quandax I only play because it's a tuner, so you can sync up with it and still get like additional draws. Like when you have the level 1 and 2 level 3s, the level 1's the tuner. Instead of syncing right into a 7, you go 4 into 7, and that's what gives you the additional draw. The Librarian to make off of O-Lion and a level 3. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. This is the only level 7 synchro I have besides Riser. These are my 2 level 7s. Riser is part of my main combo where I am sending Snow. But I want, what's the card called? Power Tool. This is kind of on my wish list, but it's a UR and I can't really get it right now. But if I get this, I'm going to play this instead of the Moonlight, and I want to try triple DDR. That way I could go, so you would go into your level 7, you have drawn twice already, and then you would use this to search the DDR, and you'll probably have a Jet Synchron banished at that point, and then you DDR back the Jet Synchron, and then you can go for an 8, going to either Savage or Chaos Ruler. If you go Chaos Ruler, you're getting your third draw, and then Chaos Ruler is going to add you a lighter dart. And so within 3 draws and a mill 5, so looking at the top 8 cards of your deck, you're probably hitting a danger. And now you're going to have all those cards in hand to guarantee the danger resolves. And then you just keep digging and extending. That's kind of the point of this deck is the tuner engine gives you tuners and the danger engine gives you non-tuners, so just keep pushing. Then the riser is predominantly to dump snow so that we have an additional interruption as well as like extending the draws to the best of our abilities. Then the Borload Savage, part of some of your end boards. Chaos Ruler. I make this one more than I make the Savage because I'm ballsy. I want to like risk it, mill. And then also you can make with the Ruler, you can make a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. When you can do this play, like when you have the extender to put a level 8 danger on board, it's really sick. Because you can go Chaos Ruler, mill your 5, summon a level 1 tuner, make Hot Red, bring back the Ruler, and then put the danger on board and overlay for the Lancelot. And now you just got 2 Omni interruptions. Yeah, Lancelot, you have to interrupt right away. But like on top of this, you have Snow. And you're also digging trying to get to Max C or get to Vanity's Emptiness. So you should be in an almost unlosable spot. We also play the Ravenous because you can only make the Hot Red with a dragon. So if you have a level 1 and a level 8, you want to have like a generic one to make. You also can make this with just different combinations of cards in the deck. Like a 7 and a 2 can make it. There's just like a lot of different ways to make this card. The drawing is nice because you're typically drawing Hyper Librarians on board, so you're drawing 2. And then like I mentioned earlier, you're playing Danger. So like you discard a Bigfoot for it, you're living the dream. There have been times where I use this on my turn. I pitch like a Nessie and something else to pop one of my own cards so that Nessie can search the Bigfoot so I have a double interruption on the follow-up. And it's also like put Snows engraved for me before too on my turn. So it also can help you sometimes in that way, but it mainly is for, like I said, for like just drawing your 2 and then being an interruption on their turn. That's the list. If you guys have Helk ideas, let me know, and I'm going to show you real quick my current Helk line. It's nothing crazy. It's like, it feels good though when it goes off, and the fact that it's just like, with a bad hand of just a tuner, if they don't have a hand trap, it's what you're doing. It feels good, and then your dangers let you extend, and you have so many extenders to draw off your draws that you should be winning. This is the replay I wanted to show you, because this is the one where I just opened like, and it's not even a good tuner non-tuner. I think I put a Nessie on board and then I summon Ash. And it's just like the bare bones combo because I want to improve on the bare bones combo so that every other combo is like better by extension, if that makes sense. And so this opening, we got Gamma, Double Ash, Nessie, Allure. I set the Allure and activate Nessie. Maybe it would have been correct to just activate Allure or just activate Nessie. But because I have Gamma here, this is like the dream hand when it comes to playing around Max C, but it's going to kind of, the way I played it is going to play into like an Ash Blossom or a Veiler. Luckily they don't have it. But here you reveal Nessie because if they Max C, you chain Gamma, and now you're going to summon your Nessie, you're going to summon Gamma and Driver, and you can either go into Chaos Ruler, or you have a tuner non-tuner right away to make Helk, and you can just leave the 7 on board. And so here we're going to hit the Ash, special, draw Max C, and here, because I drew Max C, I'm kind of confident, because, like, even if he hits my, my Helk with something, I can just pass and hope that Max C is enough, and just, like, hope he stops. But, luckily, he doesn't hand trap me, so I get to show you guys the line. I'm going to make Helk. Helk is going to summon 001, and then we link into Auroradon. Auroradon for the 3 tokens, then 001 comes back. And so, this is where, it gets into your standard Auroradon line, and this is where from here I want you guys to think about it and like give me feedback if you have ideas. A lot of the easy levels to get are like 5, 4, 7, stuff like that. So levels 5, 4, and 7s that could really extend your plays, let me know. Because I'm using Auroradon tributing itself in a token to summon out the Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion, which is a level 2. We're then going to sync 5 for Librarian. O-Lion gives us the token. And then we sync 4 here for the Quandex. Pause. That's a 1 draw off of that. I gotta turn this off fast forward. And then we sync for 7, giving us our second draw. So there's our little Pot of Greed. But we chainlink 2 Riser Dragon, which is gonna dump Snow. And then Librarian's gonna draw. I'm using the Allure here. This doesn't really matter. This isn't part of the combo, but I draw Emptiness, and that's like the point of the deck. We're trying to draw Max C's and Emptinesses, and as you see here, we did it. But then I go into a Boarload Savage. Boarload Savage is going to equip the Auroradon, and here, because I have Emptiness or Max C, or in this case both, because I drew 2 cards, I got an Omni Negate and I have a Snow off of just Tuner, non-Tuner. But this definitely can be improved upon. Like, the Helk lines feel way stronger in real life right now than it does on Master Duel. But I feel like it's just because I don't know the lines and I don't have access to the cards I want. But this is the point where I want feedback. This is what I really wanted to showcase to you. So if you want to stop watching now, go ahead. Thank you. And if you give me feedback, I appreciate you. But if you want to see how the rest of this duel plays out, my opponent's deck doesn't really matter, but I'll show you it anyways. And so I pass. He's playing a Kaiju strategy, and I didn't know that. He uses Extrav. I negate the Extrav because I assume that if you activate Extrav, you're on a deck like True Draco or Eldritch or just like some back row deck. And if you're playing a set 5 back row deck, there's not really another card on your turn I'm going to want to negate with Savage. And so here I opted to do this. If it was against like a real deck, like a special summoning deck, I would want to protect my Emptiness with Boral Savage. But like because of the read I had, I didn't think much of negating this. Boom. It's going to resolve. He's then going to, I believe, Kaiju me. Yeah. And here, I mean, I could have preemptively flipped Emptiness, but nobody does that. And then here he specials a Raging. I also, I thought about Max-Ing at the resolution of Godarla's summon, but my thought process was, like, if he's playing a Kaiju deck, I probably win anyways. And if he's playing Kaijus in his deck and I activate the Max-C, there's a chance that that could be a bad play. I have 2, though, so I probably should have just done it. But doesn't matter. He goes Battle Phase attacks. I banish 7 for Snow to book his Raiden. And because now my Godarla is able to attack over his Raiden. That's why I made that play. But then he activates Slumber. I chain Max C. I don't know how this works. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe if I would have flipped Emptiness, the monsters would still get destroyed, but then they wouldn't special. And then because of that, I would lose my Emptiness because a monster I control went from my field to the graveyard, to my graveyard because of Snow. And so that's why I didn't Emptiness. But I think if you already have Emptiness flipped up, they can't even attempt to activate Slumber. So if I would have preemptively done it, Emptiness would have been a counter, but I didn't, so it's not. And then Slumber resolves, popping everything, giving me a Gamma Seal and him the big dude. I draw for turn, I draw a Jet. And then here, I'm kind of just going to let it play and show you guys me comboing off on this guy. He flips a Decree, which literally doesn't matter. Why would I... You've turned off my Emptiness. Fine, you're dead this turn. I use Jackalope, pitch Gamma, draw Nessie, use Nessie, pitch Driver, special Nessie, draw Lure, summon Jet, sink 8 for Chaos Ruler. Ruler's going to mill 5. And this is where Ruler is really strong, because I also have the Jet to come back to make a Synchro play. And then here, I mill the... I get to add a Thunderbird, so now I've got a target for the Allure, and I mill O-Lion for a level 3 token, and I sent Jet. So here I use the Allure. The Allure doesn't matter, and this is where I kind of want to cut this engine down a little bit, because it's a little cloggy here, as you see. Then I go into Moonlight, bounces Guy. And then Moonlight, if I didn't kill him here, would also be an interruption on the following turn. We make the Hot Red, bring back the Chaos. And here, I believe he's just going to surrender because this is a 10,600 or 10,800 damage. But even if this like wasn't lethal, we would then just overlay the Gamma Seal and this for the Lancelot. And I have 2 Omni Negates and a Bounce and a Max C and an Emptiness to trade with 3 cards. Also, a thing to note, if you ever find yourself in a dumb situation like this where they play Decree, like, I could just like pass, right? And then flip my Emptiness and then use Hot Red to negate his Decree, which would leave him under Emptiness for his turn. And then my turn rolls around, Hot Red wears off, Decree's no longer negated, Decree's active, turning off Emptiness. So that's just like a silly line that's probably never going to come up for you, but something to keep in consideration. And that's the video, guys. That's the deck. Again, I'll appreciate any feedback you can give me, and thank you for watching.